Recently I made what you could call the opposite of this video, where I talked about the worst designs in Smash Ultimate. But the game has some amazing design choices too, that it really does live up to its name of being the ultimate Smash Brothers. From concepts that we saw pre-release to things that we didn't even learn about until release day, there is just so much crammed into this tiny little cartridge. But before I hop in, I want to announce that I am now partnered with Elgato Gaming, and today I'm announcing the first giveaway of an Elgato Game Capture HD 60S, which will let you record all of your gameplay in beautiful 1080p 60 FPS quality. I've used Elgato's products as my capture card of choice for years now, so I absolutely swear by them 100%. If you're interested in entering this giveaway, check out the link down in the description. A huge addition to Smash for Wii U and 3DS was the inclusion of Omega stages. But the issue with these stages is that they weren't all the same. They had wildly different dimensions. One might have been huge while the other may have been small. Some Omega stages had walls, some had the typical cone shape, and some could pineapple you just like on Dreamland. But this time around, every single stage is exactly the same. Same blast zones, same stage type, same collision, everything. With the exception of the occasional weird Z-axis thing that happens on 2D stages. But for 95% of the game, there's no need to worry about weird interactions that can happen depending on different stage type, and especially online. And what's more, not only did they give us Battlefield forms to complement Omega forms, but this rule applies to these as well. Battlefield is 100% the same no matter what Battlefield form you're playing on. Now, from a playing experience, you can enjoy the two staple stages of the Smash series without losing your mind by hearing the same 5 songs for every single match ever. This also applies to the tournament setting, though most tournament sets do end up taking place on the normal stages, but they do have this option. Another really nice design choice is the inclusion of stock icons being the new indicator for color swaps on the character select screen. Now obviously you can still cycle through them like you used to be able to using the shoulder buttons, but this time if you click A on the character's art, you can see all of the icons whenever they eventually load. A few characters used to be difficult to tell the difference in Smash 4. Palutena is the one that always comes to my mind. It was just so hard to tell the difference between all of her art simply because it was cut off right where you would start to see the difference. But now, even if you can't largely see the different skins in the less distinct colors, you can still tell which one you are choosing. On top of this, it gives us a good opportunity to see the stock icons where we ordinarily wouldn't be able to. Usually you can only see the stock icons on the battle HUD, where they are not only incredibly small, but usually overshadowed by the gameplay that's happening. But now on the CSS, we can see the stock icons 3 or 4 times larger than normal. Maybe it's just the part of me that really enjoys graphic design, but that's something that I can really appreciate. So on paper, the design of Smash Ultimate's Online is incredibly generous to players. Smash is a unique game in that it has a myriad of rule sets to play. With typical fighting games, they have a standard set of rules. You might play a best of 3 or a best of 5, but you're really just trying to drain your opponent's health to 0. Very simple. But Smash has such a wide selection of ways you can play. There's stock mode, time mode, stamina, items or no items, or only some items. What types of stages you want to play on. There's just a whole series of choices that you have to make when you boot up Smash. Smash for 3DS and Wii U took these and split them into cookie-cutter options. You either play on For Fun, which has all stages and all items, or you play on For Glory, Omega stages and no items. So the fact that they designed the online in such a way that allows you to play with any rule set is incredibly generous. Now like I said, this works well on paper. In application, it does leave something to be desired right now, as in you don't really get the rule set that you always want to play as, but they've already tweaked it once, so it's highly likely that they can, and probably will, do it again. Now briefly, let's talk spirits. As mentioned in the direct revealing spirits, these are used as a way to reference far more of the gaming universes than has been referenced in previous games. Before, an entire trophy would have to be 3D modeled to reference 1, maybe 2 extra characters from different games represented in Smash. And while the spirits are just simple PNG images, we just have so many to choose from. Smash for 3DS and Wii U had roughly 700 trophies as references, while Ultimate has nearly double that in spirits. Combined with their presence in the single player and having entire fights based on their characters, this is just so much content referencing random characters from gaming, while also being incredibly creative with the fighters and stages already present in the game. Spirits mode is almost like a mini game, and it's purely built around each and every spirit. In what other game could you possibly power yourself up with Wart from Super Mario Bros. 2 with support from Chun-Li and Sonic the Werehog? None. Smash is the only one that you can do this in, and it is amazing. Another fantastic design choice is the rework that Perfect Shielding received in Ultimate. Previously, if your shield popped up at the same time that an attack would hit you, you would Perfect Shield, which would cause you to take no damage and not lose any shield size, while also giving you an opportunity to counterattack. However, many would say that this was far too easy, and looking at even mid-level play, the ability to simply hold the shield button to Perfect Shield made playing incredibly annoying sometimes. In Ultimate, the Perfect Shield functionality has effectively been changed into a parry mechanic. Rather than precisely throwing your shield up to eat a move, you now must let go of your shield in order to parry the move, gaining invincibility and again giving the player a chance to counterattack. The mechanic basically gives the same reward while being completely reworked in order to increase the risk, especially taking into consideration that you must completely drop your shield in order to Perfect Shield, which can really leave you open if you mistime it. You can Perfect Shield Samus's fully charged neutral B, for example, but even the slightest mistiming could result in your death. What was previously incredibly common is now very high risk, high reward, which is exactly how a mechanic like this should be. It's an excellent rework, and we've already seen it applied in many high-level matches, and we're only 2 months into the game's life. In a similar vein, the punishing of dodging is another very nice design choice. It was far too easy to abuse the ability to freely roll in past Smash titles, and while it can be easy to tell they are going to roll, it can be difficult to execute a punish on a player depending on the frame data, especially if you're in an online setting. So, in order to dissuade constant rolling and dodging, you slow down if you're using rolls too much in a certain span of time. This makes it, while not impossible, much harder to play in that kind of a playstyle, kind of forcing the players to consider more aggressive options. But not everything has to be focused on the competitive scene entirely. There are a ton of fun casual modes, and my 2 favorite are Stage Morph and Squad Strike. These basically have the same concept in mind, but one is applied to the stage and one is applied to characters. It changes up the game mid-match and keeps players on their toes, changing either the stage or the character. One player might be amazing with Wario, but they only play Wario and they don't really have a second, third, or fourth character that they are decent with. Meanwhile, another player may have a number of good characters, so they may excel more in this mode. Or a character may excel well on one stage, but when the stage morphs to another, suddenly the tables could turn. And that's still kind of from a competitive mindset, because at the end of the day, these modes are just fun. Getting to play 4 characters in one match, or switching from one stage to another, they're just fun. And that's just what Smash is all about. No matter what you play, how you play it, Smash is just meant to be a fun game. There's a ton more that I feel like I've probably missed, even if they are just little things. The speed of characters flying away has actually really impacted how I look at past games, for example. Watching Smash 4 or Brawl in 2019 after experiencing the speed of Ultimate is like watching Nintendo characters fight on the moon. The games just seem so different that it really makes me appreciate Ultimate even more now. But of course, I would love to know what your favorite design choices are down in the comments below. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Or did I just not mention something you love? Like I said, this game just has so much packed into that tiny little Switch cartridge that it's actually almost unbelievable how much they managed to put in the game. So if I missed something or I just glazed over something maybe, please let me know down in the comments. I would love to know what you guys think is positive about the game. We get really caught up in being critical of a game, and while there is a time and place for that, we also need to not let that overshadow just how much the game does offer us. And don't forget that if you're interested in entering the Elgato Game Capture HD60S giveaway, the link is down in the description. I'll be announcing the winner over on my Twitter in a week, and don't forget that on top of the initial entries that you can qualify for on the first day, there are daily entries that you can come back for, do a task, and get more entries into the contest in order to increase your chances of winning. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button. If you are new, be sure to subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, and I hope you have an awesome day.